Dear students, welcome to my online class. Today's topic, transformation of sentences. I am Mohammad Sulaiman, Assistant Professor of English, Government Science College, Dhaka. First of all, lesson objectives. To define sentences, conversion of sentences, and transformation of sentences. To define various kinds of sentences. To transform the sentences from one form to another. To assess the students' improvement through various types of exercises. First of all, what is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words that express a complete sense or meaning. For example, the sun gives us light, the dog is a faithful animal, everybody should obey his parents, do it at once. All these are sentences. Sometimes only one word can be a sentence too, such as good, wait, stop, listen, certainly, impossible, yes, no, what? Now, kinds of sentences. According to meaning, sentences are of 5 kinds, such as assertive or declarative sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, optative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. Kinds of assertive sentence. Again, assertive sentence is of 3 kinds, such as affirmative, negative, and emphatic. Now, definition of affirmative sentence. The sentence which affirms something is called an affirmative sentence. For example, he prepares his lessons regularly. Negative sentence. The sentence which negates something is called a negative sentence. For example, he does not make a noise in the classroom. Emphatic sentence. The sentence which emphasizes something is called an emphatic sentence. For example, he himself did the work. Now, affirmative to negative. Rule number 1. Only, alone, merely. These are replaced by none but. If these indicate person, or nothing but. If these indicate things, or not more than, or not less than. If these indicate number. For example, in affirmative, only Allah can help us. Here only indicates person. So, in negative sentence, none but Allah can help us. He has only this house. Here only indicates thing. So, the negative sentence will be, he has nothing but this house. Again, he has only 10 taka. Here only indicates number. So, the negative sentence will be, he has not more than 10 taka. Rule number 2. Must will be replaced by cannot but plus beyond. Here beyond means base form of the verb, or cannot help plus beyond plus ing. For example, we must obey our parents. Negative, we cannot but obey our parents, or we cannot help obeying our parents. Rule number 3. Both and will be replaced by not only but also. For example, in affirmative, both Rohim and Koim were present. In negative, not only Rohim but also Korim were present. In place of both, you have to use not only, and in place of and, you have to use but also. Rule number 4. And if it joins two words, will be replaced by not only but also. For example, in affirmative, he was obedient and gentle. Here and joins two words obedient and gentle. So in negative, he was not only obedient but also gentle. Rule number 5. Everyone, everybody, every person or every plus common noun or all will be replaced by there is no plus attached word plus but. For example, every mother loves her child. In negative, there is no mother but loves her child. Here, mother is the attached word or common noun. Sorry. Rule number 6. As soon as plus subject plus V2 in subordinate clause. Here V2 means first form of the verb. Subject plus V2 in the principal clause. This type of sentence replaced by no sooner had plus V3. V3 means past participle form of the verb. Then plus subject plus V2. For example, affirmative. As soon as the thief saw the police, he ran away. Here, as soon as the thief saw the police, this part is subordinate clause. And he ran away. This part is principal clause. Look at the negative sentence. No sooner had the thief seen the police than he ran away. Rule number 7. Absolute superlative degree replaced by no other plus attached word plus singular verb plus so plus positive form plus as plus subject. You have to understand this rule. By practicing, this rule will be automatically memorized. Affirmative. Dhaka is the biggest city in Bangladesh. This is the absolute superlative degree. Negative. No other city is as big as Dhaka in Bangladesh. This is also positive degree, but this is a negative sentence. Rule number 8. Sometimes affirmative sentences are changed into negative by using opposite words. Before the changed word, not must be used. For example, affirmative, I shall remember you. Negative, I shall not forget you. Forget is the opposite word of remember, but you have to use not before that. Rule number 9, always will be replaced by never. For example, Ratan always attends the class. Negative, Ratan never misses the class. Here, misses is the opposite of the word attends. Rule number 10, to replaced by so that plus subject plus cannot oblique could not in case of past tense plus beyond. For example, affirmative, he is too weak to work. This is the present. Negative, he is so weak that he cannot work. As the first sentence is present form, I have used cannot. Look at the second sentence, affirmative. He was too weak to work. This is the past tense. So, negative will be he was so weak that he could not work. This time I have used could not. Rule number 11. As replaced by not less oblique not more than. For example, Simi was as wise as Rimi. Negative, Simi was not less wise than Remy, or Simi was not more wise than Remy. This is also comparative degree, but here this is also negative sentence. Rule number 12. Universal truth indicating sentences are changed by making them negative interrogative. You have to be careful about this. Example, affirmative. The sun rises in the east. Negative. Doesn't the sun rise in the east? Here will be question mark after east. Rule 13. Sometimes replaced by not plus always. For example, Ratan sometimes visits me. Negative. Ratan doesn't always visit me. Rule number 14. Many will be replaced by not a few. Affirmative. I have many friends. Negative. I do not have a few friends. Rule 15. A few will be replaced by not many. Example, Bangladesh has a few scholars. Negative. Bangladesh doesn't have many scholars. Rule 16. Much will be replaced by a little. Example, he belongs much money. Negative. He doesn't belong a little money. Rule number 17. A little replaced by not much. Affirmative. Tarek has a little recess. Negative. Tarek doesn't have much recess. Now, assertive to interrogative. Rule number 1. If the sentence is in the affirmative, you have to change it into negative interrogative. If it is in negative, you have to change it into affirmative interrogative. You have to memorize the rule. Example, assertive. He was very gentle. Interrogative. Wasn't he very gentle? Affirmative. He is not a good person. Interrogative. Is he a good person? Look at the first example. He was very gentle. This is an affirmative sentence. So in interrogative, it will be negative interrogative. Wasn't he very gentle? Next example, he is not a good person. This is a negative sentence. So first of all, you have to omit not. After that, you have to change it into interrogative. Is he a good person? Okay, now rule number 2. If there is no auxiliary verb in the sentence, change it by using do or does or did or don't or doesn't or didn't. For example, he plays football. Interrogative. Doesn't he play football? Assertive. They played football yesterday. Didn't they play football yesterday? Look at the first example. This is the present indefinite tense. So you have to use doesn't. The second example, this is the past indefinite tense. So you have to use didn't. Rule number 3. Never replaced by ever. Assertive. I never drink tea. Interrogative. Do I ever drink tea? Rule number 4. Everybody, everyone, all. These will be replaced by who, don't, oblique doesn't, oblique didn't. For example, Everybody wishes to be happy. Interrogative. Who doesn't wish to be happy? Rule number 5. Every noun replaced by every plus noun replaced by is there anyone or is there any noun plus who, don't, oblique doesn't, oblique didn't. Example, every man wishes to be happy. Interrogative, is there any man who doesn't wish to be happy? Rule number 6. Nobody or no one or none. These will be replaced by who. For example, nobody could count my love for you. Who could ever count my love for you? This is very easy. In place of nobody, you have to use who. In place of no one, you have to use who. In place of none, you have to use who. Everything will be unchanged. Rule number 7. There is none will be replaced by is there any or who if it indicates person, or what if it indicates thing. For example, there is no use of this law. What is the use of this law? Or is there any use of this law? Next, there is no man happier than German. Person. Who is happier than German? Or is there anyone happier than German? Okay, rule number 8. It is no replaced by is there any or what? Assertive. It is no use of taking unfair means in the exam. Interrogative. What is the use of taking unfair means in the exam? Or is there any use of taking unfair means in the exam? Next, rule number 9. It doesn't matter replaced by what though, or does it matter? For example, it does not matter if you fail in the exam. Interrogative. What though if you fail in the exam? Or does it matter if you fail in the exam? Now, exclamatory sentences to assertive sentence. Rule number 1. Subject and verb of exclamatory sentence are to be used as the subject and verb of assertive sentence. How or what replaced by very, before adjective or adverb. Great before noun. You have to correct this. There is a mistake. Look at the example and you will realize the mistake. How fortunate you are. Assertive. You are very fortunate. Very is used before adjective. What a fool you are. You are a grateful. Great is used before noun. Rule number 2. Sometimes the subject and verb may be hidden. Look at the example. What a beautiful scenery. Here's subject and verb it is are hidden. But during assertive sentence you have to write. In assertive, it is a very beautiful scenery. What a pity. Here also subject and verb it is are hidden. In assertive, you have to write it is a great pity. Rule number 3. Hooray! Bravo! Replaced by I rejoice that, or we rejoice that, or it is a matter of joy that. Example, hooray! We have won the game. Assertive, it is a matter of joy that we have won the game. You can also write we rejoice that we have won the game. Rule number 4. Alas, replaced by I mourn that, or we mourn that, or it is a matter of sorrow or grief that. For example, alas, his father died. Assertive, we mourn that his father died, or it is a matter of sorrow that his father died. Rule number 5. Had, were, if, or would that. If these words or phrases are used at the beginning, these will be replaced by I wish plus subject again plus were or had plus rest part. For example, had I the wings of a bird? Assertive, I wish I had the wings of a bird. Look, in place of had, I have written I wish. Next example, were I a bird? I wish I were a bird. If I were young again, I wish I were young again. Would that I could be a child? I wish I could be a child. Now, imperative to assertive. Rule number 1. Add subject plus should in doing assertive. For example, imperative, do the work. Assertive, you should do the work. You have to add you should. In case of negative, you have to use you should not. For example, do not open the door. In assertive, you should not open the door. Now, rule number 2. Please or kindly replaced by you are requested to. Example, please help me. Assertive, you are requested to help me. Rule number 3. Do not replaced by you should not. Example, do not run in the sun. Assertive, you should not run in the sun. Rule number 4. Never replaced by you should never. Never tell a lie. Assertive, you should never tell a lie. Rule 5. Let us replaced by we should. For example, let us go out for a walk. Assertive, we should go out for a walk. Rule 6. Let plus noun oblique pronoun replaced by subject plus might. Example, let him play football. Assertive, he might play football. Now, rules of transformation of degree, positive, comparative and superlative at a glance. Superlative. First, look at the rule. Subject plus am, is, are, was, were, or any other verb plus the plus superlative form plus object plus extension. In comparative, subject same plus verb also same, but adjective and adverb will be comparative form. After that we have to add then any other plus singular object or all other plus plural object. In the positive form, you have to start with no other plus singular object plus extension plus singular verb plus so or as plus positive form of adjective of adverb plus as plus subject. Now look at the examples. First of all, in superlative degree, he is the best boy in the class. He is the subject, is verb, the best is the superlative form of adjective, boy is the object, and in the class extension. Look at the comparative degree. Subject and verb are same. He is better. You have to omit the. You have to write the comparative form of best, better than any other boy in the class. In positive form, you have to start with no other. No other boy in the class is so good as he. Now look at the second example. In superlative degree, he was the wisest man in the village. Comparative, he was wiser than all other men in the village. Now, I have used all other. For that reason, I have written men. When you will use any other, you have to write singular noun. But when you have to write all other, you have to write plural noun. Look at the positive form. No other man in the village was so wise as he. This is unsensed. Now another rule. Subject plus am, is, are, was, were, verb plus on of the. When there will be on of the, you have to write the superlative form you have to write the plural object after the superlative form. In comparative form, subject and verb will be unchanged. You have to write the comparative form of adjective or adverb. After then, you have to write most other. And after most other, you have to write plural object. And in case of positive degree, you have to start with very few. But after very few, you have to write plural object. After that extension, after that plural verb. Rest word are unchanged. Look at the example. Superlative degree. Nazrul was one of the greatest poets in Bangladesh. One of the greatest poets. I have written poets because after one of the noun will be in plural form. In comparative, Nazrul was greater than most other poets in Bangladesh. After then you have to write most other. After most other you have to write the plural noun, plural object. Look at the positive degree. Very few poets. These are plural. Very few poets in Bangladesh were, not was, were so great as Nazrul. Now, when subject plus verb plus comparative form plus then plus object, you have to change object as subject plus verb plus not plus so or as plus positive form plus as plus subject as object. For example, Rina is wiser than Meena. In case of positive, Meena is not so wise as Rina. Here, in case of comparative, Meena is the object, but in case of positive degree, Meena is the subject. And in comparative degree, Rina is the subject, but in positive degree, Rina is the object. Second rule, subject plus verb plus not, negative, plus comparative form plus then plus object. In positive degree, object as subject plus verb plus as plus positive form plus as plus subject as object. This will be positive sentence or affirmative sentence. There will be no not or no. For example, Meena is not wiser than Reena. This is a negative sentence but comparative degree. In positive, Reena is as wise as Meena. This is positive degree but this is an affirmative sentence. Now, you have to memorize this. Less than will be replaced by not so plus adjective or adverb plus as. Look at the example, comparative. Rashid is less meritorious than Tariq. Positive. Rashid is not so meritorious as Tariq. Second rule, not less than. You have to use as plus adjective or adverb plus as. Example, Rohim is not less intelligent than Karim. You have to use as in positive degree. Rohim is as intelligent as Karim. Now, rules of transformation of sentences, not degree. Transformation of sentences. Transformation of sentences according to a structure. Sentences are of three kinds: simple, complex, and compound. You have to memorize the definition of simple, complex, and compound sentence. Simple, only on subject and on finite verb. Complex, complex sentence is the kind of sentence when there is a subordinate clause and a principal clause. And compound sentence is the sentence in which two principal clauses are joined by and, but, or, yet, otherwise. You have to memorize the definitions of simple, complex, and compound sentence. Now, Rules of transformation of sentences. Rule number 1. First, clues. This is the clue, this column. You have to notice the clue. Rule number 1. Before, after. There will be two activities. One will occur before and one will happen after. In simple sentence, you have to start with the main verb plus ing. Complex subordinate clause will be started with when or after, and in compound, two simple sentences will be joined by and. Look at the example. First of all, look at the complex sentence. When he went to market, he bought some fish. Here, two activities. First, going to market, then buying fish. First, going to market, then buying fish. Okay, look at the simple sentence. Going to the market, he bought some fish. And look at the compound sentence. He went to market and bought some fish. Two activities. One activity before and other after. Look at the second example. After the boy goes to the field, he starts playing. Here is also two activities. First going to the field, then playing. Okay, look at the simple sentence. Going to the field, the boy starts playing. And compound, the boy goes to the field and starts playing. Rule number 2. Types of sentences or clues. Cause and effect. In favor. Simple. You have to start with because of, on account of, due to, owing to. You can also use these phrases in the middle of the sentence or at the beginning of the sentence. I have used at the beginning of the sentence. In complex, you have to use since or as at the beginning of the sentence, or if you use because, you have to use because at the middle of the sentence. But all the three words will be used before the subordinate clause. And in compound, you have to use and or and so in the middle of two simple sentences. Look at the examples. First, look at the complex sentence. Since the boy worked hard, he succeeded in life. Since the boy worked hard. Look at the first column. Cause, working hard. Result, succeeded. So, in simple sentence, because of working hard, the boy succeeded in life. And compound sentence, the boy worked hard and succeeded in life. Look at the next example. First, complex sentence. Since the boy was ill, he could not go to college. Here, look at the first column. Cause, illness. Result, could not go to college. So look at the simple. Because of his being ill or because of his illness, the boy could not go to college. And in compound, the boy was ill and so he could not go to college. You can write the boy was ill and could not go to college. That will be also right. Types of sentences or clues. Rule number 3. Cause and effect, disfavor. In simple sentence, you have to write in spite of or despite. In complex sentence, you have to write though or although. In compound sentence, you have to add by, but or yet. Okay, look at the example. First, complex sentence. Though the boy is poor, he is honest. This is the cause the boy is poor, but result is he is honest. Look at the first column. Generally, poverty causes dishonesty, but in this sentence, though the boy is poor, he is dishonest. The result is disfavor, against the favor. Look at the simple. In spite of poverty, the boy is honest, or despite poverty, the boy is honest. Look at the compound sentence. The boy is poor but he is honest, or you can write the boy is poor but honest. Second time, the subject and verb can be omitted, as the subject and verb are same in both cases. Look at the second example. Complex sentence. Though he is rich, he is unhappy. Generally, richness or riches causes happiness. But here, though he is rich, he is unhappy. Here, riches causes unhappiness. So the effect is against favor. Look at the simple sentence. Despite riches, he is unhappy. And compound, he is rich but unhappy, or he is rich but he is unhappy. Now, rule number 4, affirmative condition, same subject. In simple, by plus verb plus ing, complex, if plus subject plus verb, compound, and imperative sentence. Imperative sentences will be joined by and. Okay, look at the example. First, complex sentence. If you read more, you will make a good result. In both cases, subject you. So subjects are same and affirmative condition. So in simple, by reading more, you can make a good result. When you will use by, you have to use can plus V on. And in compound, Two imperative sentence will be joined by and. Read more. This is an imperative sentence. And make a good result. This is also an imperative sentence. These two imperative sentences will be joined by and. Read more and make a good result. Second example. If he works hard, he will succeed in life. Condition: hard work. In simple, by working hard, he can succeed in life. You have to use can plus V1. In compound, let him work hard and succeed in life. As the subject is from third person. For that reason, you have to write let. You have to start with let. Now, rule number 5. Negative condition, same subject. In simple, without plus verb plus ing. In complex, if you do not plus verb or unless plus subject plus verb. In compound, you have to use or oblique otherwise. Imperative sentence. Two imperative sentences will be joined by or otherwise. Look at the example. First, complex. If you do not read more, you cannot make a good result, or you will not make a good result. Without reading more, you cannot make a good result. And in compound, read more or make a bad result. You have to write the opposite of good. Negative condition here, not reading. Look at the second example. Complex sentence. If he does not work hard, he will not prosper in life. In simple, without working hard, he cannot prosper in life. You have to use cannot. Look at the compound. Let him read more, otherwise he will not prosper in life. You have to start with let, as the subject is from third person. Now, rule number 6. Affirmative condition, different subject. In this case, in simple, you have to start with in case of ons plus verb plus ing. In complex, it plus subject plus verb, and in compound, you have to use and. Look at the examples. In complex, if he comes, I will go. The subject are different. He and I are different. So in simple, in case of his coming, I will go. And in compound, let him come and let me go. Two imperative sentences will be connected by and. You have to use let if the subjects are from third person or first person. Look at the second example, complex sentence. If I do well, my parents will be happy. Look at this sentence. The subject, I, and my parents are different. So, look at the simple sentence. In case of my doing well, my parents will be happy. And compound, let me do well and let my parents be happy. Now, rule number 7. negative condition, different subject. In this case, in simple, you have to start with in case of one's failure to. You have to be careful about using this failure to plus beyond. Complex, if plus subject plus do not plus verb or unless plus subject plus verb. In compound, you have to use or otherwise. Look at the example. Here will be do not or does not. It depends on the subject. If he does not come, if the subject third person singular number, you have to use does not. If he does not come, I will not go. Look at the simple. In case of his failure to come, I will not go. And carefully look at the compound sentence. Let him come, otherwise I will not go. Look at this column. Condition failure to come, subject he and I. Now look at the second example. If I do not win, my parents will be unhappy. Subjects are different and negative condition. In simple, in case of my failure to win, my parents will be unhappy. And in compound, let me win, otherwise my parents will be unhappy. Now, rule number 8, purpose. In simple, you have to use to plus verb, beyond, base form of the verb, that is infinitive. And in complex sentence, you have to follow this rule so that or in order that plus subject plus can oblique could plus beyond. And in compound, two sentences will be joined by and. Look at the example. First, in simple, he went to market to buy some fish. The purpose, to buy some fish. In complex, he went to market so that he could buy some fish. This is the main verb is first form, so I have used could. In compound, he went to market and bought some fish. Went and bought. Look at the second example. He goes to college so that he can study. Goes. Look at this. In simple, he goes to college and he goes to college to study. Here, purpose to study. Look at this sentence again. He goes to college to study. To study is the purpose. And in compound, he goes to college and studies. Look at this. Goes and studies. Okay. As transformation of sentences is a vast topic, so it is not possible to finish this in a single lecture. I have given only the guidelines. You will try to understand from this guideline, but you have to practice more and more from the test papers. Thank you. Stay home and be safe. Pray for mankind. Pray for you. Pray for your near and dear ones. And pray for me. Thank you.